I love Tridosha Yoga because it's a really beautiful sequence that I studied when I was in India during my teacher training. I had never experienced a style of yoga that was both so very gentle and yet really powerful. I love that it has a bunch of poses that incorporate strength training with flexibility. And while it's challenging, every pose can be modified to almost any ability. It's just a really beautiful sequence that I love sharing with people. In Tridosha, what people can expect is basically what we call a set sequence class, which means we're doing the same poses in the same order every single class. Now, the entire sequence traditionally is 2 to 3 hours long, which just doesn't really fit with a 30 or 60-minute class. So what I do in my teaching is I will cut particular poses out, but I don't add new poses in, and I also won't change the sequence. So each video will be a little bit different, and after time or going to the same class again and again, eventually you'll start to see the whole class unfold. Eventually we hope to have, a 90-minute and a 2-hour class online so that you can see what that entire experience is. The other thing you can expect in Tridosha Yoga is to do a lot of Shavasanas. In most yoga classes, this comes at the end of class. We introduce it in between every 2 to 5 poses. The other thing you can expect is holding poses anywhere from 30 seconds to 1 or 2 minutes. So it's a really moderate paced class. It's not too fast, not too slow, just kind of right in the middle. So those are just different things that you can really kind of expect coming into this class. Tridosha was traditionally taught without using any props at all. Really, the theory that, as I understood it, was learning to create strength within ourselves and learning how to use our own body as our own tools. Over the years, I've learned how to introduce props to my students, especially when people are working towards building flexibility or strength. So I've added those into the class, but they're optional, no props are needed. Tridosha is really built for almost anyone. I would say that a lot of the poses in the sequence are very feminine and very friendly to the female body. There's not a lot of repetitive motion. We do each pose just once or twice, so it can be really good even if people are working through minor aches and pains, people that are new to yoga. When I started this class, I hadn't done yoga in almost 2 years, and I was very tight, and I didn't have a lot of flexibility. And even as I got started on my first class, it was really hard and challenging, but I felt like I could do the whole class, and it just felt so wonderful to come back into a practice after such a long delay and feel like I could actually do the entire class, challenge myself, and then walk away still feeling like I had energy for the rest of the day. One of my favorite things with Tridosha is that it balances that challenge and relaxation duality, really blending a yin and yang in a way that I've just never really seen any other styles of yoga do. Mostly they're either very active or very passive, and this style really brings harmony. I think it's good particularly for people that feel a lot of stress or have a lot of ambition to work out and drive their bodies, to find that balance of working hard and then relaxing. I think it can also be good for people that are kind of new to exercising and need to relax often in between working up into harder poses. And so really it is just so well balanced that almost anybody can enjoy this class. So this class is not necessarily for everybody. I would say it is not particularly a prenatal friendly class. We are working on developing a prenatal style, but a lot of the poses are contraindicated. In this class, there will be times that we're laying down on our backs, laying on our stomachs. There is a fair amount of up and down within the class. And so for people that really struggle with moving from the floor to standing, it can be a little bit stressful. If people struggle with laying down on their back, laying down on their stomach, that can be a little bit stressful. So really this class is meant for people in, I would say, moderate health. Another reason that people may not love this style is if you're really looking for that cardio workout, something that's really fast-paced, it's not necessarily going to be that. And if you're looking for something that's just very mellow and meditative throughout the whole practice, it's not going to be that either. It's really just right in the middle. Students may hate Tridosha Yoga if you really don't like getting in tune with your body. There is a lot of cues in this class about tuning in and noticing what you're feeling and how you're feeling. So when people just really want to get into a class and be really active and fast moving through the poses rather than feeling how their body is responding, you may not love this class. We also introduce a lot of breathing techniques into this class. We do pranayama several times throughout poses. So again, if you're looking for that active and dynamic experience, you're not going to find it. Alternatively, if people want something really restorative and slow, they may not love that we're going to be doing some standing poses. We will do some core poses. So those are just different reasons that people have come to Tridosha and did not love the experience.